Hello, this is Jim Roemer, meteorologist and president of bestweatherinc.com. Make sure you go to my new website, all sorts of interesting features about commodity trading, about the weather going around the world, like the flooding in California, and updates eventually on how to trade various commodity ETFs and also futures. Here is probably going to be one of the most sophisticated and best forecasting tool on the planet as far as predicting weather months in advance. We're developing this right now with a guy from MIT, and it's called Climatech. And basically, you can see all these teleconnections. Basically, a teleconnection is a weather feature thousands of miles away that affects a weather pattern somewhere else. For example, the Arctic Oscillation Index. That is what's happening over the North Pole. We can see, for example, the Arctic Oscillation Index. Typically, when you have a negative Arctic Oscillation Index, you have blocks over Greenland, this red area here, and also across the Pacific Northwest and up across Alaska. And what does that mean when you have a negative index, a block over the North Pole? You tend to have cold weather. We can even go out 2 or 3 months in advance, lead to see the cold weather. But right now, the Arctic Oscillation Index has actually been positive, and that's resulting in a very warm January coming up, and also lower natural gas prices over the last few weeks. But we can see generally the AMO, that's the Atlantic Ocean temperatures, to the Indian Dipole, which affects the weather in West Africa for cocoa, all sorts of different types of features this product has. We can look at, for example, composites, analog years with this thing. So let's say we want to look at temperatures over the next few months. Okay, which of these different teleconnections match up the best? Well, we can look at the warm Atlantic. We can look at what's going on over the North Pole. And these different analog years tend to come up and see, for example, how warm it's going to be across the country for the month of January. Now, will that extend into February? Well, climate text seems like it will. Look at the warm weather across much of the country. If that's the case, the natural gas prices will actually continue to go lower. This feature that we have here is really pretty incredible. Here's a teleconnection no one's really ever heard of before. It's called the East Atlantic Western Russia pattern. What is that? It has to do with a very cold blue vortex well north of Europe, and you can see the warmer weather that's helped to create as well across the United States and also much of Asia. But let's say we want to look at the rainfall patterns using this index, which is pretty significant. We can click here on rainfall. We can go out 1 month, and you can see, for example, how this predicts very, very wet weather, which has been happening recently in California, all sorts of flooding. Not a good situation for people out there, but it's going to be good for agriculture over the next year or so once the snow season ends. A lot of replenishment of the reservoirs out there. Look at northeast Brazil, drought in the coffee area, so I think coffee prices could have bottomed here. We've been kind of bullish, Robusta coffee. An ETN, an ETF called JO may be a good buying opportunity. Look at the rains in West Africa. That's been bearish cocoa based upon good weather, good crops. And here are all the analog years to the left. So this product has all sorts of different features. It's going to be just a must for food companies, natural gas traders, grain firms around the world. And you can go to my website again, bestweatherinc.com, and you can see more information about this product as well as other things that we have on our website that should be a lot of fun to use.